Welcome everyone, my name's Liz and let's go ahead and jump into our first project. For our first project, you're going to take these little Scrabble tiles. Now mine are blank because I did purchase them from Amazon, but I mean you could just take your regular Scrabble tiles if you want. If you don't play the game, you could go to a thrift store and find some Scrabble tiles and use those. Really, whatever you want, even the Dollar Tree's little square blocks. Those could work too. So I'm going to grab those and I'm going to get enough to spell out each of my children's names. And then I'm going to grab this burlap ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to hot glue a little piece of ribbon to the back. Now I did this mostly so that the back would be nice and clean and you wouldn't see all the glue from the Scrabble tile in the back. And I'm just going to start hot gluing those little Scrabble tiles down to my burlap ribbon. And then I just cut off any excess from the burlap just to make it even on all sides. And then I'm just going to repeat these steps for all three pieces. Now I'm going to take this red Sharpie that I got from the Dollar Tree. You could do basically anything that you want. If you have stickers, you could use those, rub-on transfers. I'm just writing my kids' names on here. I don't have the best handwriting, so ignore that fact, but just to give you the idea, I put my kids' names on there, and then I'm going to tie 3 bows out of this ribbon that I got from Michael's. And then I'm also going to cut 3 loops to use as the hangers for these ornaments. I'm going to hot glue those loops to the back of my ornaments, and then I'm going to hot glue the bows down on top of those loops. And this is it for my cute little Scrabble name ornaments. I thought they turned out so cute. And like I said, if you want to do something besides freehanding the names, you could use stickers. If you have a Cricut, you could use vinyl letters or really anything that you want. I just thought that these turned out so cute. Today I'm so excited to announce that I am collabing with Corie from Crafted by Corie. If you've never been to her channel, I'll link it in the description box below. She makes the cutest crafts. I absolutely love them. If you're looking for a good Christmas village, she is the one to go to. So today we're both doing 10 Christmas ornaments. If you want to see the ornaments that she made, definitely go ahead and check her video out. Again, I'll leave it in the description box below. Thank you, Corie, so much for collabing with me today. I'm so excited for it. If you guys are coming from Corie's channel, hey, my name's Liz, and I love all things DIY and crafting, all home decor and Dollar Tree DIYs, just the whole thing. I love it. If that's something that you guys enjoy, consider subscribing down below. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far. For my next project, I'm going to show you a couple of different options that you can do to make basically the same look as I'm doing right here. Now, I got these wood circles from Amazon. You could use a number of different things. I'll show you how you can do this by using a mason jar lid, or you could even pick up some bath curtain rings from the Dollar Tree and use those. But I'm just going to take some twine, I'm going to tie it in a knot onto my wooden ring, and then I'm just going to start wrapping this twine all around my little ring. You do want to add some hot glue here and there just to make sure everything is nice and secure. You do have to hold it and wrap it pretty tight to get it secure on there. And then to finish it off, I just add a little bit of hot glue and tie a knot at the top. Now for this next loop, you're going to take some nautical rope that you can also get from the Dollar Tree. This is the white nautical rope, which I thought is so cute. So I just started by unraveling it, and I just followed the same steps as I did before, twisting it all around and hot gluing it every couple of loops to keep it all in place. And then to finish it off, I'm just going to tie a knot, and then I'm also going to make a loop and tie another knot to use as the hanger for the ornament. I'm going to take some ribbon and I am going to tie a bow, and I'm just going to hot glue that to the knot on that ornament. Now for my other little ornament, I'm going to take some ribbon and use that as the hanger. I'm just going to loop it through, tie a knot at the top, and then I'm going to use that same ribbon to make a little bow to add to the ornament. And here is how my little wood round ornaments turned out. So like I said, you could also do this with some mason jar lids. For this one, I'm going to take a mason jar lid and I'm going to take some garland ties. Now you could use really anything that you wanted. You could use some garland. You could use the garland ties from the Dollar Tree. These ones are specifically from Hobby Lobby, just because I cannot find the garland ties at any of my Dollar Trees. So this is what I had. Now I'm just going to take those and wrap them around. I do hot glue the start and the end of each little garland tie. And then once I have got that all completed, I'm going to take some of this red berry garland. You can get some of this from Dollar Tree. This one, again, came from Hobby Lobby, but they do have these red berries at the Dollar Tree. They also have a bunch of different colors as well. So whatever you can find and whatever is in your stash, go ahead and use that. I'm just going to wrap that around my little wreath. I'm going to take some of this buffalo check ribbon. I'm going to loop it through and tie a little knot so that it can be used for my hanger. And then I will tie a little bow from the same ribbon and hot glue that down. And here is how my little wreath ornaments turned out. So for this next DIY, this is just something super easy to spruce up maybe some ornaments that you already have. I got these from the Target dollar spot. They came in a big pack of mini ornaments for $5. I'm going to remove the jute hangers from all three ornaments, and I'm going to add my own jute to the ornaments, and I'm going to add on some wooden beads. You can get these off of Amazon, or you can go to the Dollar Tree and get the beads there and paint them. I just personally love the look of the natural wood bead, so that is why I use those. And I'm going to put 3 beads on each ornament. And then all I'm going to do is tie a knot to keep the beads in place, and then I'm going to tie another knot to be able to use these for my ornament hangers. Now for this next DIY, I got this wood Noel wreath from Michaels. It was $1.99 and I believe I got it 40% off, so just a little bit over $1. And I'm going to start painting this by using my Waverly chalk paint in moss. And I think it's called Malachi. I could be saying that completely wrong. But I'm just going to start painting the wreath with my paint in moss. And I'm just going to go over the entire wreath with that color. And then once I've got that completely painted, I'm going to take my other green, my Malachi green, and I'm just going to start adding some dimension to it. I just wanted that two-tone look to my wreath, make it look a little bit more realistic. And so I just kind of do a little dry brushing around all the edges of the wreath, kind of blending it in with that moss color. And then I'm going to take the back of one of my paintbrushes, I'm going to dip it into some red paint, and I'm just going to start adding berries onto my garland. Just kind of wherever I saw fit, I just started adding the red little dots to make it look like some berries. Now I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in plaster and I'm going to paint my Noel in this color. To give it a little bit more dimension, I'm going to go in with my Waverly Wax in Antique, and I'm just going to dry brush along all the edges of the word Noel, just to make it pop a little bit and to make it look a little more rustic and distressed. Now I'm going to use some twine. I'm going to loop it through that hole that the original twine was on. I'm going to add some wood beads, and then I'm just going to tie a knot at the top for the hanger. And I thought this little ornament turned out so cute. For this next DIY, you are going to take some string, whatever color you have. I just had this white string, and you are going to start by making a tassel, but you're not going to cut any of the ends. I just wrapped my string around a good maybe 20 to 30 times. You can wrap it around a piece of cardboard or your fingers, really whatever you want to do. I took some twine and I tied a little knot towards the top, and then I'm also going to take that twine and wrap it around and then tie a knot in the back. Now we are making a little twine angel, so I wanted the head part to be a little bit more rounded. So I'm going to take some more twine, I'm going to loop it through the top and tie a knot at the top, and then I'm also going to knot it at the top for it to be the hanger for the ornament. Now for the little wings, I'm going to take this lace ribbon that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to make a little loop and I'm going to tie some twine around the middle to give it that cinched look. And then I'm just going to hot glue that to the back of our little angel. I thought this was so cute and it's so easy to do. You could make bigger ones, you could do all sorts of different kind of ribbon and styles. It's so versatile to what you could do with it, and I just thought it was absolutely adorable. For this next DIY, you're going to grab one of these red truck ornaments that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and then I grabbed this grapevine wreath that you can get from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to start by removing the little Merry Christmas sign at the bottom of the truck. I'm going to take my wreath and I'm going to take some red berry garland. I'm going to start wrapping that garland around the entire wreath. I did go around about 2 times with this berry garland. Once I've got all of that in place, I'm going to take my red truck and I'm going to hot glue it down to my wreath. I'm going to take some of this buffalo check ribbon, I'm going to loop it through my wreath and tie a knot at the top for my hanger. And this is how my little red truck wreath turned out. For this next project, you are going to take some bells that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I have these red bells and these silver bells. I'm going to take some wire and I just started making a pattern of red and then silver and red and silver until all of my silver bells were gone. Once I've done that, you are going to cut off your excess wire. You're going to tie those 2 ends together with your wire. You can just spruce up your little ornament to however you want it to look with the red and the silver. You're going to take some of this Dollar Tree lace ribbon, tie a knot for the hanger, and then tie a little bow to hot glue down to the hanger. And then for this next DIY, you're going to take a little clear ornament. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. I got mine in a big pack from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to take some fabric that I had and I'm going to start wrapping this fabric around my ornament. So I just added a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of the ornament just so that the fabric would stay. And I just began wrapping my fabric around the ornament. I did do little creases around all of it so that it would stay put and it was nice and flat to my ornament. You just fold over a little piece, hot glue it down, fold over some more, hot glue that down. I'm going to take some twine after I've got that all hot glued down, and I'm going to wrap it around the top of my ornament, and I'm going to tie a knot at the top. I'm going to take one of these garland ties and I'm going to wrap it around my ornament. I'm going to cut off the excess fabric, and then I'm going to tie a little bow with this cute ribbon that I got from Michael's. I'm going to take one of these pine cone and berry ties that you can get at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to wrap that around my ornament. I'm going to hot glue my little bow to the front of my ornament, hot glue the tails down, and that is it for this cute buffalo check ornament. I'm going to take this hat that I got from the Dollar Tree. You could also take this microfiber fabric that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I ended up not using it because it was a huge pain in the butt to try to make this DIY with the microfiber, so I just used the hat. I'm going to flip the hat inside out and I'm going to begin tracing out a little tree. I am not the best when it comes to freehanding things. I don't know what it is, but apparently I just can't do it. So I took this tree that you can get from the Dollar Tree and I just used it to kind of trace out a little pattern for my tree, and then I just started cutting that out. Again, I am not very good at making my own trees. My own freehanding is just not a skill that I have, so I just cut out one side and then I folded it over to be able to hopefully get the other side to match. Now I'm going to take some fabric hot glue and I'm going to start hot gluing these two pieces together. I did leave a little space to be able to add some polyfill or whatever kind of fluff you want to use for the inside, and I just started stuffing my little tree. I'm just taking my scissors and I wanted the ends to all look frayed, so I'm just adding little cuts around all the edges of my tree, and then I'm just gonna go through and kind of just rough up all the edges. I'm getting that extra string that's in all the edges. I just wanted everything to look very frayed and messy, and then I'm just gonna tie a little hanger with some twine and hot glue that to the back. And that's it for my little fabric tree. So I'm going to take the remaining fabric that I have from that hat. I'm going to cut off the bottom so it's nice and clean. And then I'm going to take the fur that was on the brim of the hat and I'm going to add that back to the bottom of this hat. Now I'm going to take some string. This is just some white string that you can get in a roll from basically anywhere, any kind of craft store, and I just started looping this around. I just needed to get a whole bunch of string that was all the same size, so I'm going to go ahead and cut all those loops, and I'm going to start laying these down in a row to be able to get a nice flat row of string. And once I have all of that laid down, I'm going to set it on top of this little scrap piece of burlap ribbon, and I'm going to hot glue it down to the ribbon. I'm going to take that burlap and I'm going to hot glue that to the back of my little hat. I'm going to give this little gnome a little haircut. I'm going to take some more of that string and I'm going to wrap it around my fingers about 20 times and I'm going to tie a little knot at the top, kind of like you were making a tassel. I'm going to cut the bottom of that little tassel, and I'm going to hot glue this bead to the middle of that tassel. And then I'm just going to hot glue the top of the tassel down to the back of the hat, and I am going to fold over the hat, hot glue it down so it's at an angle, and then I'm going to use a piece of white string as the hanger for this little gnome. And that's it for my little Dollar Tree hat gnome.
Come joining us all, the feeling is here today. Come on now, let's go, caroling through the snow all day. We've been good, but we can last. Hurry Christmas, hurry now. What's under the Christmas tree for you and me? Oh, little bear toys that cuddle and woo, dinosaurs, boats, and kitty cats too. Santa Claus is coming. I know that Santa Claus is coming. Wake up with a smile, the feeling is right today. Magic in the air, 'cause something is waiting for me. Oh, I've been good, but I can last. Hurry Christmas, hurry now. What's under the Christmas tree for you and me? Little bear.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which was your favorite project in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!